Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Quebec Singh, and in today's video I am going to discuss about two things. Number one, recently Canada has open work permit for H1B visa from USA, and that has been closed surprisingly within 48 hours of open. And second thing I'm going to discuss, if you did not have an invitation letter from Canada through your friend or family member, then how you can successfully complete your visitor visa and have visitor visa through Canadian immigration without having any difficulties. And I'm gonna discuss that trick which gonna work perfectly for your visitor visa. So stay on this video and please do not forget to watch this video from start to end, and also do not miss the subscribe button which you are looking at right now. Hit that button and also like this video. Please move into this video. So it is quite evident that Canada is a very famous destination for immigrant and aspiring immigrant, because as you have all seen, Canada has launched one of the program for USA under mobility program, and that open work permit program for especially H1B holder visa has opened on 16th of July, and that program has been closed within 48 hours of opening. The reason is that Canada is one of the favorite places for all immigrants because it's quiet, it's greener, it's very quiet. I can understand there are certain levels which you can compare between state and Canada, but still many people still think Canada is one of the aspiring destination, and it is one of the best destination in the world. So going forward, what I am going to say here, please listen very carefully, because the competition is going on right now between North American companies, European countries, to just attract more and more skilled immigrants. And what's gonna happen? It's gonna give a very good favorable condition to all immigrants. Let me explain this. Now, as USA already seen how H1B holder visa are getting attracted towards Canadian work permit, that is for 3 years, and Canada is very wise because they know if someone comes here for 3 years, that can lead into the path of permanent residency. And it's very easy here. Once you live here, you work with some tech giants, you gain some experience in Canada, you can get PR very easily. So now USA is also framing few programs for immigrants so that they can hold H1B visa. Similarly, European countries as well. So how this gonna benefit you guys as an immigrant, because you will see more lenient policies, more easy policies from USA, from Canada, from European countries, so that you can immigrate to those countries. So please tighten your seatbelt and wait for those policy. I am pretty sure you will see some new policy from state, and that going to benefit all the immigrants, which is a huge and humongous news, at least for me and all the immigrants who are looking forward to immigrate into North American countries or European countries. Moving further into the video, and we're gonna discuss the second topic of this video, is that when you apply for a visitor visa, there is a very important document which you generally upload, that is invitation letter. And that invitation letter comes from either from your friend or from your family member or someone who you know in Canada. But if you are a kind of immigrant and very aspiring immigrant who wants to come to Canada on visitor permit and later wants to convert into work permit, that is the second step, and the third step is to get PR here, which is permanent residency. But the first step is visitor visa, and many people not able to cross that thing because they do not have invitation letter and they do not have a proper information how they can overcome this step. So I'm gonna explain this step very clearly, and I'm gonna tell the trick which you can use to get visitor visa successfully through Canadian immigration. So if you do not have any family member or any friend here who can send you an invitation letter, then you will left with very few options, because then you have to show all your intention why you are coming to Canada on visitor basis. And visitor permit is very easy now for the people who have some connection here. For example, I am here on work permit or permanent residency, then my family member who wants to unite with me Canada has already made a very lenient rule for those people who are here in Canada and their family member wants to unite here, and they can easily get visitor visa and a work permit. But for the people who do not have any connection, who are coming here for the first time and who wants to come here to the land of Canada, beautiful country Canada, they generally struggle how they can get that invitation letter. So my friend, there is no problem. You do not need invitation letter. In this video, I will tell you there are two ways you can use and without invitation letter, and you can get visitor visa of Canada without any hurdle. So number one is that when you did not have invitation letter, then what you have to think, very wisely. In Canada, every year there are several event occurs which also invite international people as well, and those global events happen like all the time in Canada and all around the year. What you have to do, you have to register it, you have to secure your spot, and then you have to book the tickets, and then you have to book the some hotels, and you have to show some itinerary. For example, in September 2023, there is a huge global event is going on in Canada, which is based on international cultural event. So everybody across the globe has been invited in this global cultural summit. So you can search on Google about this global cultural summit and put your application. Once it get accepted, you will get an invitation letter. You can use that invitation letter while applying for a visitor visa. And this is not only the one. All across the year, all around the year, there are many events happen and many festivals happen. And you can register on those festivals, those summit, those religious summit, or some big expo, or any event which relates to your interest and you think you can benefit from them. And you have to explain in the SOP how that event gonna help you, how you're gonna meet people, how it gonna expand your knowledge, how it gonna impact your life. So those things you have to explain in SOP. Once you get the invitation letter, you can use that invitation letter and you can explain those things in SOP, and you can book your flights. You can show both the way flights, and you can book some hotels or Airbnb, and you can show those itinerary, and then that's the document required for you. You do not need anyone here. The second thing is that if you are not able to register in any of the event which is happening in Canada, which gonna happen in 2024 or which is going to happen in 2023, as I told you, in 2023 September there is a global international cultural event is going on starting from September 2023. So these kind of events are the opportunities for you guys to register, and sometimes these even do not have any fees. When you register, you will get a automated letter in which you can use it, and you do not have to pay any fees. So as I'm coming to the second point while explaining to the first point how you can secure your visitor visa of Canada, is that if you are not able to secure any invitation letter from any event which gonna happen or which is going to happen, then what you have to do, you have to explain to the visa officer what's your purpose very clearly, which is very obvious: tourist. So once you will come here on a tourist, then you have to show specific dates, specific places, why you are visiting those places, what attracts you those places. You have to show itinerary about visiting those places. For example, if I'm coming here for 2 weeks in Canada and I'm gonna stay in Quebec for a week, then I'm gonna move to New Brunswick for a week, then I'm gonna stay somewhere in Ontario 1 week, and I'm gonna visit few places, and I have to mention and I have to show my true intention, where I'm going to stay, where I'm going to visit, what's the name of the place, and what attracts me, the nature, beauty. For example, I have suggested to one of the guy, you can apply visitor visa without having an invitation letter, and explain to the visa officer is that you are coming in the fall, and fall is one of the beautiful season, one of the beautiful time of the year in Canada. The leaves turns into beautiful color, you will see very appealing nature. He explained exactly what he will do here in fall. He will be coming here for just 2 weeks to just explore the fall of Canada. He has mentioned about British Columbia and Quebec Percy, and his visa is already approved. So the thing is that if you frame your SOP and document in a way which supports to your application, then there are very less chances you will get rejection. But if you will just frame your application and your application is saying something else and your SOP is saying something else and your documents are saying something else, then that's an ambiguity in the process which you are using. So you have to clear out that. You have to make sure all the documents, all your intention in SOP and all other documents which you are putting together and submitting should have some intention, and that intention should be clear to visa officer. And it's not that tough to get visitor visa of Canada. At the end, I would say I have explained to my best how you can get visitor visa, and I also explained how these new temporary public policy where Canada trying to attract a worker from USA to open work permit, and that program has already launched and closed within 48 hours because the total applications max out in 48 hours. Just imagine how crazy people are for Canada. So if you think without putting efforts, without putting steps, you can get your visitor visa or work permit or permanent residency, it's not possible. You have to start working on your application, on these steps, and if you have some difficulty, you can book one-on-one session with me through Instagram, and I will give my Instagram ID here in this video, and you can contact me. For the time being, I will say be safe, be in good shape. See you in next video.